Good evening, everybody. Welcome to my channel. Anyways, I wanted to share with you guys one of my favorite hair care product treatments. Um, it helps with giving transformation hair into bouncy and glossy locks. I love this product. I found this product on Amazon. You definitely don't want to miss out on this product. I really heard a lot of good reviews on it. It prevents frizzy hair, damaged hair. It helps repair cuticles. Like, this product is amazing. I had found it, like I said, on Amazon. And if I can get the link, I'll put it down below. Otherwise, you guys already know it's from. This is the Garnier Fructis product. It's a silk and shine product. It's vegan formulated, and it is a very good product. I swear by Garnier Fructis because, like, I've used a lot of products in my hair before, and this was one of them that I really did like. It gives a nice glow to your hair. I mean, it just makes your hair feel more fuller and silkier and healthier. So definitely do take a look at these products. I did also want to say that we are coming through a lot of different things and a lot of different phases in our lives, and I wanted to get on here and just share with you guys like a bit of the things that I had to go through, and how I got through what I had to get through. And so one thing that I want to share with you guys is that I know a lot of people get very frustrated with life, whatever situation you're going through in your life. Some people might be going through a grieving process. I know I am. I've had a lot of grief this year, and I wasn't expecting to deal with such traumas in my life. And unfortunately, because of all the things that have gone through my life, I've really had to take a very good look and picture of the things that were going on in my life. So, the saying goes, what doesn't kill you always makes you stronger. So, you know, there are things in life that can make people feel upset, down, distraught, whatever. We all have different emotions about how we can control the things that are going on in our lives. I know that right now, we could be focusing, like, I really don't watch the news. I really don't. And I told my friends this because I just feel like the news, all it does is depress people. It doesn't, like Ralph Smart says, like, there's so much distraction in the world that I don't even focus on those things, because what it does, it just causes you to feel down in life. When really, in actuality, life, you should be living in abundant peace, joy, prosperity. I mean, all these things that people are going through right now. Like, people are focusing on the things that happened in Iraq, the wars, all these things are really out of our control. And when we focus on those things, our energy levels are not really high. I want to be focusing on a higher frequency. I don't know about you, but me, if I'm not at my highest peak level of energy and I'm at my lowest peak of energy, I don't always do my best. So when people talk about all the mayhem and all the craziness that's been happening in the United States, because obviously these things have been having going on for many years, and there's so many things that could go out of control. But a lot of those things, if you're a Christian believer, you know that they are out of your hands. And sometimes we have to look past those things, because if we don't, we end up getting into this depressive mode. We end up flaring up with, the highest anxiety. We are not at our best. And I had talked to I've talked to quite a bit of relationship coaches, and not to mention therapists, that have really talked a lot about taking care of your mental health and self care. I mean, all these things that we know we should be doing, but we don't do them. That's one of the biggest things that I want to touch on, is that we know what we should be doing. We know what we should be eating, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to do what we say we're going to do. And so our words have power in them. Our words have reflections on them. Our actions speak louder than words. And one of the biggest things that I've always taught my son is that no matter what you're going through, because we've all gone through something, it's about our perception of life. Key word, guys, perception. So when we are not at our highest level of frequency, you can only imagine how low of energy a lot of people are feeling nowadays. But when we are focusing our mind and our attention on things that make life feel peaceful, at ease, like I enjoy, like I'll give you an example. The scenario is, I love to being around people. I love being around coffee shops. I love being around books and people and places and music and entertainment. These things I know I love. And without those things, it's hard for me to feel a peace that surpasses all understanding. So certain things in our lives we may not always encounter the people that we know we need in our lives. And like I said, in generations, I've had to realize that certain people, regardless if they're good, bad, or whatever it is, you have to figure out who in your life has your best interest at heart. Because a lot of people relentlessly, they don't always have your best interest at heart. And so when they don't have your best interest at heart, what do you really do? Because I know myself personally, when I went through a lot of hell and hardships, it was very hard for me. And this is why I learned to detach myself away from people. Is because when I see that a person is not genuine, is not fair, and is not honest, I cut them loose. There's no questions asked. I don't tolerate people in my life who are, you can only give so much, and you can only pour from an empty glass so much to the point where you just don't want to deal with it. And so sometimes when we rely on these people that we come into contact with, and we entertain those people, we end up feeling, bad about ourselves. We end up feeling distraught. We end up getting upset when things don't naturally come our way. So my question to everybody on this YouTube channel is, how can you deal with the world if you're not working in your inner self to filling up that whole spirit, mind, body, and spirit? So ideally, there are times in your life, because everything comes within a season, when things don't always look as glamorous as it does. And honestly, a lot of times when you look at your life, you look back, You see what God has put before you. You know, there's certain things in my life that I've looked back on. I'm like, God, you helped me get me here, you know? And maybe I had to take a few steps back to get to where I had to be. But God has always managed. He always managed to make sure that I had exactly what I needed. So when you had that faith, and real Christians, we truly believe that in faith, we're holding on to our faith, our hope, our desires from God. And so when we are pouring from an empty glass, you can only imagine how we're just not getting anywhere. And so a lot of times when you're growing through, different situations in your life that may be struggling, that may be challenging, you need people, a community of people to help surround yourself with the positivity in your life. And that, my friends, it's priceless. It is really priceless when you come in contact with people who truly care about your not only your mental health, but your physical health and your overall spiritual health. Because I mean, those things are true blessings that poured down upon me from God and given to you and whoever has been through something in this world, because we all have. This year, I'm pretty sure 2026, you guys are all going through something in your chapter of your life. So don't allow the society of this world to corrupt how you feel in your inner life circle, because we have to live in order and survive and deal with everyday life situations. But if you only focus on the negative parts of life, you'll never fully feel fulfilled enjoyment in your life. And that, my friends, like I said, is priceless. I hope that everybody has a great weekend. And until then, you guys, I look forward to seeing you on my next YouTube live. And like I said, I will be making more content. I'm so proud of my son for finishing up pre-K, and he is a new graduate of Rishal Schumberg, and he will be going back in the fall for kindergarten. And I don't even know what's going to happen in the first, second grade. We're probably not going to be here anymore after that. But I did want to say to everybody on here who has been watching my YouTube videos, I really do appreciate the value and the support that I've gotten from you guys throughout every year. Okay, you guys, have a great one.